All right, y'all. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? It is on, y'all. It's on. Hello and welcome to Completely Unscripted. This is a series, a show. I don't really know what this is, but this is me being off script, unscripted completely, where I am here to talk about what's going on with me, my life, motherhood, creativity, what God is saying, what God is leading me to do. I am just being obedient to the Lord and being completely unscripted and being open about sharing. Because let's be honest, I'm really good at showing people, like physically showing people like the good things. I'm really good at showing people like visually storytelling. I'm really good at storytelling visually. I'm really good at being behind the cameras, being behind the scenes, making sure everything is flowing behind the scenes. But when it gets in front, when I get in front of a camera or in front of a mic and I have to use my voice to voice things, I get real like what in the world? Like, who wants to hear me? What? Who wants to hear me? What do I have to say? I don't even know what I'm gonna say, y'all. Like, who knows what I'm gonna say? Who knows what I'm gonna do? Who knows who's gonna show up in this? I have no clear direction of what's gonna happen with this series. But I just know God to say, be completely unscripted, off the script. I will lead you. Don't be nervous. Do thus saith the Lord. And here I am, y'all. Here I am, and I'm using my voice. I'm going to share out. I just don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't have anything planned, but all I do know, I'm gonna share what the Lord has been telling me. It's been sharing with me, and hopefully it's encouraging to you all. So yeah, buckle up because this is chaos. This is crazy. Like, but it's my kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? My kind of chaoticness. Is that a word? Is that a word? Talk to me. Is that a word? First on my chaotic, unscripted list, I lost my job a week ago. Lost my job a week ago. About a week ago. What is he saying? I don't know what it's about that little dance. You just kind of like, ooh, I'm about a week ago. All right, we're not here to do that. I'm not here to to sing y'all. But I lost my job a week ago, and let's be honest. I did not want to share this. I really just want to keep this to myself. If I share this out, I'm safer keeping it into myself. And God is like, no, share, put that out there. Speak on the things that I have been revealing to you. So this is why I'm sharing with y'all, because the Lord has really been like, speak on it. Stop being safe. Stop being safe in what the Lord has been revealing to you, because the things that I give to you are not for you. They're not just for you. You're not going through things because I just want to punish you, want you to go through things. These are things that are literally, I am instructing, I am conducting, so that way you can have a testimony and share these things to other people and help other people. There's literally the scripture. It is I was reading this morning. Where is it? Second Corinthians. I don't know what verse it is. I'm gonna find it, but it says, God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our tribulations, that we may be able to comfort those who are in any trouble. So that tells you that because God is going to give me comfort in my tribulations, that he's going to use this comfort that I have to comfort other people who are maybe in the same situation or maybe in any trouble. So this is why God is like, share it out. So let's talk about it. I was working remotely. It'll be 2 years in January. January would have made 2 years. I started working a remote job because I wanted to be home with baby girl. I had my daughter in 2022. And so started 2023, I was like, I just really want to be home with her. I don't want to put her in childcare. We were like, I don't know. We weren't really for childcare. And that might be first time parent syndrome and, thinking everything's unsafe for their little baby. So, but that's something the Lord is working with us now. But I want to stay home with her. So I took a remote job. And I've been doing this for 2 years, and really good work environment, really healthy work-wise. It was very different and something I never really experienced before. So I didn't have I won't say a bad experience. This was a really good job, really flexible. My manager was always understanding. It was just a really good situation. And I was called. So last Thursday, I don't know when y'all going to see this, but for me right now, it was last week where I randomly got a message on my email saying my boss's boss wants to meet with me. So I got an email and it was on my calendar. So I was like, okay, what the heck is this? Why does she want to talk to me? Because she usually doesn't do that. That's really random for her to just put a random meeting out of nowhere on my calendar to talk one-on-one. And so all morning, I'm just like, what in the world? Like, what's going on? I'm over here texting my other colleagues like, hey, did you get a meeting? Did you get a meeting? And there were some people who got meetings, but there are some people who didn't get meetings. And so the people who did get meetings, we were like, okay, what's going on? What could it be? It said check in. So maybe we're just checking in on us, which is cool. So I'm like, it's just a check in. And this is at like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm just like, okay, just a check in. So I'm going about my day. I'm going about, meeting with my students. So I'm not gonna say where I work, meeting with my students. And the Lord was like, for some reason, I'm just like, whatever happens, God, you're still good. Whatever happens, I don't know if I'm getting fired. I don't know if I'm getting a raise. I don't know. But whatever happens, all things are working together for the good. And that's just the kind of mindset I was just having all morning was, God, you're good. God, you're great. No matter what's going to happen, God, we in this, right? So, I get to the meeting, and I kind of knew because of conversations I was having with the other colleagues. And essentially she was like, due to restructuring, we are pretty much just downsizing our department. And it was nothing that I did. It was nothing about my work that had them come to this decision. It was just simply the fact that they, as a university, has decided to downsize our department. And I was included in part of that downsizing in those who are being let go. And to be honest, I cried. I cried during the meeting. Even though I knew, I still cried because it was like, dang, in my mind, I was like, I don't know what's next. But also I felt relieved. I felt because I knew God was calling me somewhere else. I knew it in my spirit. I knew God was calling me somewhere else. I knew that this wasn't my permanent place, and God was literally calling me somewhere else. And I knew that in my heart. And so it was like, I was relieved, but I'm like, dang, just thinking about my daughter, thinking about my husband, thinking about the house that we're in, I'm thinking about all these different things that we have to pay for and afford. And in my mind, I was just kind of just going through it. But God had really quickly reminded me, it's like, no, before you even knew, before you had this meeting, you were rejoicing. So continue to rejoice. Count it all joy, right? And I was like, my husband's birthday's coming up, Thanksgiving's coming up, Christmas coming up. Why? And the holidays are the most expensive time of the year, right? And God just closed his door. And, I am so grateful. My spirit would not even let me be sad, depressed, mad, angry. I just can't. My spirit would not let me do that. Won't let me be depressed. Won't let me be upset. I have been happy. Y'all, I have been extremely grateful and happy for what has happened. Not because now that we are down income. I am happy because we have to count it all joy when we go through stuff. It says also, the Lord has been, I've been reading 2 Corinthians, Peter, like a lot of Paul's writings. Is Peter written by Paul? Or is Peter written by Peter? Is it written by Paul? I don't know, y'all. I don't know what I'd be talking about. Completely unscripted. I don't know. But anyways, I've been reading a lot about Paul, and I know 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9, even before verse 9, Paul was pleading to God, was begging God, like, God, take this thorn away from me. Like, he was being tormented. He was like, please, God, like, take it away from me. And God was saying, my grace is always more than enough for you. My grace is always more than enough for you. And so how can I sit here and not rejoice when I know God's grace is sufficient? So I have just been saying, okay, God's grace is enough for me. And this is before, y'all, this is before I was let go. This is before God was telling me before, my grace is enough for you. My grace is enough for you. So that's why I knew it was confirmation, right? Because God would never just, I won't say would never, but in my situation, God gave me confirmation in losing my job. That was confirmation that you have been relying on yourself too long. My grace is sufficient. My grace will always be enough. Don't rely on yourself. Don't rely on this job. Don't rely on your husband's job. Don't rely on anybody, anything, whatever. My grace is enough for you. My grace is enough for you. Okay, so God's grace is enough. And he also saying, consider it joy. Count it all joy. I've been hearing that for over a month now. Count it all joy. That is from James 1. Consider it great joy, my brothers and sisters, when you experience various trials, because you know that the testing of your faith produces endurance. So I just knew that this was the Lord, because this is a test. This is a test for me and my husband. This is a test for our household. I don't know what's going to happen after my last paycheck. I don't know. All I know that God told me to get on here and speak. That's it. And I'm being obedient. And it's as scary as it is to not know what's going on. As scary as it is to like, okay, after December, what's going on? Do I get a job? Do I do YouTube? Do I do content? Do I run my business? I don't know, y'all. I have no idea. I have no idea what's coming. I have none. I don't know. The Lord is still guiding me. And I just want to make sure that I am obedient, because the last thing I want to do is get in the way of the Lord, because I've done that. I've done that so many times. I've done what I wanted to do and it never worked out. It never worked out. I was always left disappointed. Right. So I'm just like, Lord, okay, I'm doing it your way, like your way or no way. And I've said that before, but I feel like I really do mean it this time. I really do feel like I mean it this time. You know, sometimes you're just like, Lord, like if you do this for me, then I'll do that. Or, you know, I'll serve you, Lord. And then you go back and do the same thing you did over and over and over again. Or you just weren't as serious as you said you was. We have to be serious about being obedient. We have to be serious about, because if we're not obedient, if we're not obedient to the Lord, that path that you might be on might take you, I won't say take you to hell, nothing like that. But I just want to, y'all, I don't know. I just want to make sure you're obedient. Like it's so, I just want you to know that how important it is to be obedient. Just be obedient to God. Another thing that he was saying is like, seek peace and pursue it. So make sure that you are seeking peace and then you pursue it. Another version was saying seek peace and maintain it. So it's like, whoa, like once you have it, once you find it, you have to actually work at it to pursue it and to maintain it. So a lot of times we often feel ourselves like, okay, God, like I have this peace now, but then down the road, you starting to get depressed and anxiety again because you never maintained it. You never pursued it. So in this place right now that I'm in, I am in a pursuit of maintenance. I am pursuing I'm pursuing God's peace. I'm pursuing God's peace. So that way, I learned to maintain. And I feel like this has had to take place for me to actually learn how to maintain something. You know how hard it is to maintain something? I used to be a track runner. I ran track. I ran a lot of events, like 100, 200, 400. I ran 1x1, 4x1, 4x2, 4x4, long jump, triple jump. You know, in college, I did 400 hurdles. I did the pentathlon. Like, I did everything. And I remember my coach telling me, like, when you, and specifically in the 400 race, either the hurdles or just regular, once you get around that first, you bust out the first 10 steps, you get out that first 10 steps, you get out the blocks, you run that curve. And then once you get that straightaway on the backside, maintain your speed. And you know what? It's so hard to maintain. We go full force, we maintain that speed, and then we start to die down. We start to die down, and it's called hitting a wall when you get around that last curve and going that last straightaway. It's called hitting a wall, right? And the Lord was like, don't hit that wall. You have so much work and so much energy in you. Keep running the race. So once you get out those blocks, maintain your stride. And then once you get around that block, don't hit that wall. Go through the wall. Keep running. Pick them knees up. Keep going. And so this is what the Lord's been telling me. This is what I want to tell you. I'm getting real hyped right now because like I just feel like, ooh, this is God's like revealing something new to me right now. Like, keep going. Pick your knees up. Pick your head up. Use your arms. Keep going. You have to pursue it. You have to pursue it. And I don't know what that is for you, but I know for me, I have to pursue God's peace. I have to pursue God's calling on my life. I have to pursue God's purpose. That is where I am. Pursuing God, maintain, pursue, maintain, then pursue. Don't hit the wall. Don't hit the wall, y'all. Don't hit that wall. Don't let up. Because once you hit that wall, it's really hard to pick up that pace again. And then now you're out of breath. But the only way to maintain it is to really take your time. It's a journey. It's technique. It's strategy. So, yeah, that is what the Lord has been on my heart about. Pursue him, be obedient, rejoice that you are going through, rejoice in your tribulations, count it all joy. This job loss is not the end. This is really the beginning. Even though I feel like I've wasted a lot of time, and I've done things, but I feel like I wasted some time and wasted time doing things that I want to do. So I definitely encourage you to pursue God. Maintain his peace, maintain the things that he's calling you to do. Push through that wall. Don't hit the wall. Okay. Rejoice in all things. Count it as joy. And God's grace is always more than enough for you. Okay. So I want to share that. And I do want to share that. Oh, I'm going to show you something. Let me show you something real quick. Okay. I'm back. So this jar right here, this is something that I actually created maybe about 7 years ago. It was a while. I've had this jar, the same exact jar for about like 7 years. And on the writing, I don't know if you can see, but it says impossible for me. And on the back, it used to say, but possible for God. So this is what I call my possible jar. Y'all, I'm out of breath. I had to go run and get my jar. In this jar are things that I've written that I believe is just impossible for me. Like, extremely impossible. There's no way that this will be possible with me. And this is a way that I am believing God in the things that I believe are impossible, because I really do think with God is possible. It's definitely possible with God. So if you have a jar, or if you have a Ziploc bag if you have a bowl, it don't even matter. You don't even have a jar. It's not even the jar. But let me tell you something. I've written things in here that have came to pass that I never thought would come to pass. My friends are a testament to this. I put some other things in here and I'm like, let me go get that jar. Oh my God, what in the world? Like, and I'll pray. I prayed over this jar. I always pray over this jar. I put it in the Lord's hands, but it's just a way for me to kind of like cast my cares onto God and to get it out my head. So if you have a jar, if you have a bowl, or something, Ziploc bag, make you an impossible jar. Write the things that you desire. Write the things that you are believing God for, that you think are just literally impossible for you, and pray over it. Put it inside that jar, put it inside that bag, and pray over it and watch God move. And honestly, it's also important to note that when you are praying over the jar, or when you are praying and you are writing things down, make sure you say, God, if it's not you, change the desires of my heart. Give me what to want. Give me the desires that you want me to have, not desires I have. So just make sure that you are putting things down that you desire, but you want to make sure that if it's not the Lord, I don't want it. So I always make that clear to the Lord. Say, God, I don't want it if it's not you. I know I put this in here. If you want to do it, great. But if not, I'm cool. It's not your desire. That's fine. So possible jar is what I'm believing God for. And I'm excited I think I might at the end of next year, see what actually came to pass, to see what the Lord has really done, and to share just with you all, just all the good things God has done with me and for me, for my family. So, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for, if you made it to the end of this video, I really do appreciate it. Yeah, I'm still nervous and I've done talk for a while, but yeah, I thank God for where he's taken me. Count it all joy. I love y'all. If you are new here, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button for more. I have a lot of creative ideas, y'all. I have a lot of creative ideas that I want to do, but make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, let me know, what are some things that you're believing God for? What are some things that you have some desires for that you think is impossible for you? Put that in the comments. I would love to hear it, and I would love to pray with you. Put it on my prayer, in my possible jar. So yeah, y'all, I love y'all. Anything is possible with God. Remember that his grace is sufficient for you. And until next time.